What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Light AI Lab. If you watched one of my previous videos, congratulations, you've successfully installed Git. You've typed git -- version and seen the numbers. And now you're staring at a blank screen wondering, okay, but how do I actually save my code? Today, we are going to build your actual workflow. I'm going to show you the commands you will use 90% of the time as a developer. And we're going to push your very first project to GitHub so the whole world, or just your future self, can see it. Before we open a terminal, look at this. This is the entire Git universe in one image. If you get this, the commands are easy. This red container on the left, this is just your folder on your computer. It's where you edit files in VS Code. Nothing magical yet. The next container is the staging area. Imagine you are packing a box for moving day. You put your items into the box. That's staging. You haven't taped the box shut yet, you're just preparing it. The third container is the local repository. This is when you tape the moving box shut and write a label on it saying kitchen stuff. In Git, this is a commit. It's a saved snapshot in time on your own computer. Finally, the remote repository. This is GitHub. It's the storage unit across town where you ship your taped up boxes so other people can access them. Today, we are going to move a file from left to right through these 4 boxes. Keep this image in your head. All right, let's get dirty. I'll create an empty folder on my desktop and call it Git Demo. Let's open it using VS Code. Now, open the integrated terminal within VS Code. You can use Windows Terminal, but I find it easier to have both the project code and the terminal in the same window. This is where the magic happens. Before we start, let's make sure your terminal doesn't look boring. We need color coding so we can instantly see what's going on. Type this command. If it's already on, this won't hurt anything. Git config -- globalcolor.ui auto. Hit enter. Boom. Now our Git output will be readable. Let's create a file to track. In your Git demo folder, create a new file called notes.txt. Inside, just type my first line of code and save it. Okay, look at the terminal. Does Git know this file exists? Let's ask it. It says fatal, not a Git repository. Why? Because right now, this is just a normal folder. We haven't told Git to watch it. We need to turn on the surveillance camera. Git init. And hit enter. You'll see initialized empty Git repository. Congratulations, Git is now watching this folder. Now that Git is watching, let's run status again. See that red text? Git sees the file, but it's not tracking it yet. Remember our graphic? The file is in the working directory, but it's not in the staging area, the moving box. Let's put it in the box using the add command. You can also use git add dot to add everything, but let's be specific now. Now, run status again. Green means go. The file is in the staging area. The box is packed, but it is not taped shut yet. It's time to tape the box shut and take a snapshot. This is called a commit. Every time you commit, you must leave a message explaining what you did, so your future self doesn't hate you. Git commit -m add notes file. Hit enter. You've just created a permanent save point in history. If we run git status now, it'll say, nothing to commit, working tree clean. Our desk is clean. Want proof? Let's look at the history log, git log. That's a bit wordy. Pro tip, use the one-line flag for a cleaner view. There it is, your first official step in history. Real development isn't just creating files once, it's changing them. Go back to notes.txt and add a second line. Git is actually kinda cool. Save it. Now, ask Git what's up. It's red again, it says modified. But what exactly changed? If you have a 1,000-line file, you can't just guess. This is my favorite command, git diff. Look at that. It shows us what was added with a green plus sign. Git is smart. Git shows both lines as added because the file originally had no new line at the end, so adding a second line also changes the first line's ending. In VS Code, fix it by enabling files.insert final new line true. Okay, we like this change. Let's repeat the cycle. Add to stage, then commit the snapshot. Check the log again. 2 steps in history. You are officially doing version control locally. Okay, everything we've done so far is locked on your laptop. If your laptop falls in a river, your work is gone. We need to push this to the cloud. We need GitHub. Open your browser and go to github.com. If you don't have an account, sign up. It's super easy. Just use the Continue with Google option if you want to speed it up. While you get logged in, a quick pro tip. Treat your GitHub username like your business card. This profile is basically the portfolio for the tech world. When you apply for jobs or collaborate later, people will look at this. So maybe skip a username like CodeDestroyer9000 and pick something professional. And speaking of careers, if you are finding this visual way of learning Git helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button for the Light AI Lab. It helps me make more practical guides like this for you. Remember that 4th box in our diagram, the remote repository? That is exactly what we are setting up right now. It's the offsite storage unit for your code. Once you're in, click the Create Repository button. Let's name it My First Repo. Keep it public. Crucial step, do not initialize it with a readme, .gitignore, or license. Leave those unchecked. We want an empty container because we already have a project locally. GitHub is helpful. It knows you just made an empty repo, so it gives you the exact commands you need to connect your local computer to this URL. Make sure you are looking at the or push an existing repository from the command line section. Copy the first command from GitHub and paste it into VS Code Terminal. This is just telling your local Git, hey, I'm adding a remote destination, I'm naming it origin, and here is the URL. Next, modern Git uses main as the default branch name. Older setups used master. Let's ensure we are using main to match GitHub. And finally, the moment of truth. We are going to push our local commits up to the origin remote. Stop, don't panic. Git is basically saying, I see you want to write to this cloud repository, but I don't know who you are yet. You will see a prompt asking how you want to authenticate. Always choose Sign in with your browser. We choose the browser option because it handles the security for us. Instead of typing passwords or managing complex cryptographic keys manually, it creates a secure token, like a digital handshake, between your browser session and your terminal. It just works. Once that handshake is done, the upload begins. Look for that 100% done message. That is the feeling of success. Go back to your browser and refresh the GitHub page. Boom! There is your notes.txt file, safe in the cloud. You've officially completed the Git lifecycle. So, we went from a blank folder to a local history to a remote repository on GitHub. Remember that very first graphic? Working director, staging, local commit, remote push. If you keep that flow in mind, you'll never get lost. If this finally made Git click for you, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to the Light AI Lab so you don't miss the next video. Keep coding, and I'll see you in the next one.